Hello everybody, and welcome to a quick video about the Minmatar Liberation Games event, which is featuring two different combat sites as well as data hacking sites. The combat sites spawn in Minmatar Highsec, non-faction warfare Lowsec, as well as Great Wildlands, which is the NPC nullsec for Minmatar. The hardest sites in terms of combat and also best paying ones you will find in Lowsec this time. Again, the fit I'm showing you is meant to be run at the Lowsec location. It may actually break. CCP mentioned that the sites are kind of designed so they're being run with multiple people, so it makes it obviously safer. You will see why I'm mentioning this. Even though the sites are mainly doing EM and thermal damage, I found a bit later in the event that kinetic and explosive damage resistances help a bit as well, so that's why you see some rig plugs there. Let's go over the fit pretty quickly. Let me mention the ships you can use in these combat sites. You can use Tech 1 frigates, Navy frigates, or Tech 2 assault frigates. You cannot use pirate faction equipment this time, as in pirate faction ships. You can use Tech 1 destroyers, Tech 1 cruisers, and Navy cruisers. That's it. I fit up a stabber fleet issue here with 220 auto cannons, a tracking computer to help with fall off and tracking. I have scripts with me for changing from tracking to range if required. We obviously need some cap support. There's neuting at the site, but if you have like 10 gigajoules in excess, that should be okay. Brought an afterburner. It's not really for sick tanking, it's more like sometimes you have to kind of approach a gate or a rat a little bit, so that helps. In the lows we got a lot of resists. For the high-sec site, this is an overkill. You probably can remove one of the multi-spectrums and add a gyro instead, or maybe even two. I got the reactive because over the course of the site, the damage type might change, even though it is mainly EM thermal, or actually overwhelmingly EM thermal. There are some rats which do a kinetic, and when they are on grid, the reactive might help a little bit there, as well as with the final boss, we got some explosive damage from that one as well in low sec. The high sec boss, from what I've seen so far, does not do any explosive damage. I'm running a C-type medium armor repair here. This should just work fine. Make sure to bring an exile booster and know what overheating means, and you should be fine, except for one situation where with the end boss there's actually a probability that an additional wave spawns. If that happens, it's gonna get pretty tight since there are scrams all over the place. You might really want to focus this down first so you can run away if your ship should break. In the rig slots we got some nanobot accelerator to help with the tank, as well as one medium auxiliary nano pump. The reason why I didn't go for two accelerators was first cap stability, and if you have to overheat the module you would rather have it not cycle too often, so the second tank buff here is actually just increasing the rep per cycle. And then we got the thermal armor reinforcer plug there as well. For ammo you want to run Republic Fleet Fusion with, well, mainly explosive damage, because that's where the resistance hole is. In the general, I was using the optimal range script to go to 18 kilometers plus. There's a lot of tracking disruption at the site, which will make this go down to like 15, and some rats are hanging out at 12 kilometers, so it is not perfect, but it works. It's taking you about 16 minutes to run the sites in a low sec, given there's only one boss and without a wave. There's another thing that could happen. Once you kill the boss, there's a chance it spawns again. That means double loot also, obviously double the work, but I haven't seen two bosses at the same time spawning, so you should be good in that department. Bring paste, and that's about it. I'm running max skills for this fit, keep that in mind. Maybe you want to bling it a bit more in order to make it work for you. Now let's have a look at the combat site run I did in low sec. That was the Mahti Jailbreak reenactment you're about to go to see. This is a 3 pocket fight, so you warp to the anomaly. There are rats, there's a gate, you kill the rats, you jump the gate, kill the rats, you jump the next gate. That's the final room where you have another wave of rats, kill them. The boss either spawns solo or the boss spawns and a few moments later another wave spawns or not. You will have to act accordingly. There's a second site called Escape from Auner Reenactment. That is a single pocket fight. You warp to a gate, you jump the gate, and then you get 3 waves. After that, the boss plus a wave, or just the boss and done, or the boss and after that, after shooting that boss, you get another boss. Can all happen. It seems to be intended. I haven't heard this is a bug so far, so we have to prepare for this situation now. Without further ado, let's hop in and watch the fight. So we got the Stabber Fleet issue here with the exact fit I've just been showing to you. It's also linked in this description. Warp in with the Mahti Jailbreak Reenactment. You will be greeted by 4 types of rats. In fact, each spawn can have these 4 different kinds of rats. You have an Inquisitor, or well, multiple probably, at about 12-kilometer range with tracking and guidance disruption, and that guy also can shoot light missiles with kinetic and explosive damage. Then you get the Imperiors at about 4 kilometers, which are the Newt Scram combination, so these you want to remove super quickly if you want to be able to warp off. Obviously running the sites in low sec might warrant that kind of approach. Then we have the Punisher, which do Newt and Web, and eventually Augurers can pop up as well. They are going to stay at 8 kilometers and Newt, and they will be seeing this at every site. As for the Mahti Jailbreak Reenactment, the 3-room fight, there are also sentries. As you can see, I found leaving the tower sentries alive works with the kind of tank I have, is at least in the first 2 rooms. Maybe you want to clear them out in case there's an additional wave gonna happen together with the boss in the last room. Once you go to the second room, there are 2 additional towers you might want to deal with. One is a webbing tower, which is making you massively slower, and you got a cruise missile battery as well, which shoots EM cruise missiles. You might want to take care of this to just really reduce the general pressure on your tank. Really depends on how you feel, but again, you warp into the second pocket, you will be greeted with the same rats. The Inquisitors are really annoying. If you can kill them first, it's going to help you with your damage and range, obviously, so you might want to focus these depending on the situation. If local is empty and you're in the second or third pocket, you might just kill the Inquisitors first rather than removing the scram. And well, let's wait for the second pocket here to finish up. As you can see, it takes quite a while to remove all these small targets. Maybe a web in the mid slot would be better, and you find a way to get more range, another way to just kill things faster. I found having the tank is super important, especially for these situations where you get a boss and a wave on top of it. It was totally worth having that tank, but you'll figure it out for yourself which works best, or just, you know, get a friend and run it in a team of 2. And here's pocket number 3. Same, you get the same rats, or some combination of the same rats. I guess it's again some sort of point system where each rat has a value of certain points, and there's a total point that can spawn in a specific wave. That's kind of how it felt. So you will see different amounts of these rats in the waves. As for the loot, while we are waiting for the spawn or pocket number 3 to complete, you will get coins which are related to the event. These coins you can sell for 100,000 ISK each to NPCs, so the price there is fixed. No worries about market games. There are agency boosters dropping. I saw skins and special event boosters which affect your application, your range, your damage with missiles and guns. They are limited time though, as in after a certain time they will stop working. There are no overseas effects in this event. Furthermore, there are some mining missions, but I haven't checked them out or covered. When you start the event, make sure to choose a faction first, or a tribe actually, for the Minmatar. You could go for Starkmanir to make them win. They have the best skins anyways, and we need to have the underdogs win the whole event. While you're running this for a tribe, you actually kind of accumulate sort of points for that tribe, and the tribe that gets the most points will get a station, I believe, plus some sort of monument that indicating that they won this event going by the name the Minmatar Liberation Games. Alright, we are about to remove the last Ogre there. I found them to be the least dangerous targets, kind of. They take quite a long time to remove, so maybe get the frigates first and hit the cruisers last. The newt, again, if you have 10 gigajoules in excess, is not that much of a problem. Even worst case scenario with a lot of newting frigates, you will not run out of cap. But there it is. The boss, the elite prophecy reenactment drone. It does have 3 damage types in low sec, that is thermal, explosive and EM. Mainly, I believe, thermal and EM, but also some explosive, so the resistances certainly helped. You can try, or you should try, to get a little bit of angular velocity there to reduce the incoming damage, but you can see the tank is holding up fairly nicely. The exile booster in the fit, plus, well, the overheat capabilities, they're just there in case there is a additional wave spawning on top of the boss. The boss has a fair amount of HP in armor as well as structure, and very high resists, or even resists in structure, so it takes a while to kill it. And there, after you kill the boss, there is some hijack transport kind of warping off. This is probably a lore thing, and well, all for you to do here is then just loot your spoils. Alright, so this is the fit. Again, it is linked in the description. Now let's have a quick look at the data site hacking. I understand that the best loot for data sites is in low sec as well, so high sec and null sec are the same in terms of payout, and then there are the good low sec sites. I did this in Great Wildlands in null sec here, just to check. I got an average of about 10 million per site in nullsec. I heard that you will maybe get about 30 million average in a low sec per site, maybe a bit more. You can actually find a leopard, a BPC as well. I'm not sure if in the combat sites, but certainly the data sites drop leopard BPCs. Once you warp to these sites, they are called the Liberation Games data complex, you will find 3 canisters, a novice, an intermediate, and an expert data vault. Well, take a guess. Difficulty is different for these hacks, starting with the novice being the easiest hack, intermediate, a bit more harsh, that's going to be a yellow core, and we have the red core with the expert data vault. As for the loot, as I said, kind of the same. You get coins, you get the standard datasite-hacking loot, plus maybe that BPC for the leopard. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.